Hello, and welcome to SongWriters Spotlight, the Western Mass Songwriters Collaborative Series. I'm Dr. Dan, your host of the show, where we feature Western Mass songwriters who perform their original songs and talk about the art of songwriting. Stay tuned to explore more about music and the tunesmithing that creates it. This episode features Charlie Diamond, a poet and songwriter whose high-energy music and poetic intros are full of fun and surprising images and narrative turns. Here's Charlie Diamond.
I'm the space between your pillow and the canals of your mind, where you dance and reach for your dreams. This is me and Ruthie. Ruthie invited me to the Raven sometime late last week to take part in a demonstration of ideology. We marched right past the tunnel bar and a wink she shot at me. She said, let's sing them a tune and maybe they'll give us our drinks for free. So we walked over to Faces and we bought a blank white t-shirt. She sold a can of spray paint and then we got to work. Well, Sean, me and Ruthie are more than just two kids. Well, Sean, how life can make you die, but dreams can make you live. On the second floor of Dawn's, we walked by the senator's room, sat down in the photo booth and watched the flashes boom. She said, I want to change the world someday, I want to show 'em what we can do. Well, Ruthie, you got my back and I know that I got you. We slipped down at a psychic underneath the neon lights. We was looking for information, but something didn't feel right. She said, you and Ruthie are more than just two kids. So Ruthie broke that gypsy's crystal ball and said, I'll show you how to live. We flew down a side alley to a ballroom on Pearl Street. It's where the bums go for money and the musicians go to meet. Me and Ruthie, we started to sing as backups in a band. And when the chorus kicked in, she held my heart, but she also held my hand. We ended up on the stairs to a lounge in a building we like. Bishop's Lounge it was called, and tonight was an open mic. My Ruthie up on the stage, a natural, she blew off their lids. She said, life will make you die, but dreams will make you live. Down the block inside an old bank was an art show in a gallery. I can't afford not out of paintings, but I can afford a drink if it's free. I imagined I owned the joint and the party was just for me. Until Ruthie sold an expensive print and hid it in her tea. On the corner was a candy store, in the window you see all kinds. Underground was a music shop where we spent most of our time. As Ruthie pushed me against the wall and gave me a big old kiss, she said, life will make you die, but dreams will make you live. Oh, she said, life will make you die, but dreams will make you live. probably my soulmate, but she lives in Hawaii, and I live here. But every time she comes home to visit, she's from South Hadley, we usually hang out. And this next song is called Emily's Spells, Diamonds and Seas. And it's about the last time we hung out. I dropped her off in Boston, and she was waving goodbye to me in the rain. And that was a picture that really stuck with me. So I wrote a song about it. Myself, my last recollection of you and those green eyes as you blew me a kiss and I drove away in the rain, trying to disguise my tears for you. Well, I'm not one to look back, so I left the city and I took to the mountains as far as I could. My truck broke down and so was my guitar and my bag. I stood just hitching a ride down that old lumber road, convincing myself, don't look back, just go. And so I rambled and I roamed across the great state of Maine. I worked on a fishing boat until one day at sea I heard your name. I looked to the sky and the winds just started to roar. You stood on the dock and back in my life once more. Well, I couldn't remember a day we laughed or we smiled so much. We ran through the city in the cobblestone streets like kids in love. And under the stars I pledged myself to you. And much to my surprise, you said I got to go. Yes, I do. And so you boarded a plane and flew across the great Atlantic wave, off to a city of light and love called Paris, so they say. And so I did what I do best, and I kept moving along. I roamed and I rambled, and I just kept singing my song. On a cold and crisp November morning I rode Montana's plains straight to an Indian, a reservation, and asked them if I could stay. They said your heart's not whole and your soul's searching too. We don't know what you seek, but we know what you should do. And so I tethered myself to a tree on a mountain that overlooked all the plains. I looked at the sky and I spoke to the spirits, and then I heard your name. Could it really be? Are you standing in front of me? Did my soul really yell? Did your heart fall under my spell? next song is called Midcentury Debutante. I was bopping around the Catskills, I think it was, and I saw a girl at a cafe, and I kind of wrote a song for her. Little does she know. I find it interesting, the less you know about someone, the more your imagination runs away and the more interesting they are. And the more you get to know someone, the more they seem to fit into certain parameters. So I try not to get to know anybody too much. And I don't think anybody knows me that well either. It's called Midcentury Debutante.
She sat in her room and thought how rare it can be to meet a poet in real life. Well, the boy next door in the bungalow, yeah, he seemed like the artistic type. Well, she's an next student extraordinaire, a law school dropout, but she don't care. She got her Franklin Lloyd Wright to make her smile, and her hi-fi phonograph plays records across her back as his fingertips caress her new tattoo. She pulls him in to recite a line. You see, she's young, but that don't mean she's not mature. In her mind, she's doing fine, but to the world, she's just a little girl, a little girl. One day, when she was out on the town, she caught the attention of a man with a cane. He happened to be a famous photographer. He said, let me take you to Spain. Well, it's an atomic fashion kind of world. She smiles at the camera and gives a twirl. Who knew the days could be so debonair? And her Paris flight is full of friends, and the champagne seems like it never ends. And if it ever did, that just wouldn't be her style, because sophistication is part of the cafe world. Leather pants, cigarettes, machete. In her mind, she's done being a little girl, a young woman. She's ready to be. Doorbell rings, and it seems like sleight of hand. Her dress flows, she moves so gracefully. 7 p.m. New York City time. Release the beasts, grab my hands, come with me. Well, she kicks off her heels, lets down her hair, and in this moment ain't got no care. She lives her life to live and to be free. Oh, she dreams of Central Park and fall, when all the leaves are colorful, and hopes that's how her life will always be. while beneath a sunny sky. Looks to her left and sees the reflection in a light. Opens a book she loves to read. It says life is short, but the world is wide. The world is wide. All right. Once I was a leaf on a tree, safe on my branch, plucked and strewn about by life's whirling winds, on adventures unknown, with my only hope to land in a field full of flowers that mirror the same charismatic zest of life that I myself project. I'm always looking for my flowers. You are my flowers. There's songs for you and all your dreams. It's called The Party of Great Expectations. Forestry service is stringing lights in the trees for the party of great expectations. And society's best of industry and business are waiting to receive their invitations. How could they think they deserve to have a light shone on them after all the deals they made with the man? Like visiting an asylum on the outskirts of town and hoping all the people there aren't insane. As I stare at the purple lights shining down in my eyes, I can see all the fire dancers sway. Is it possibly true? Reality isn't due not to come to fruition, not today. You got me twirling and swirling and turning left to my right. What can I say? You got me under your spell. My imagination is running wild tonight in anticipation of stories you'll tell. Deep, dark, under the wild moon, wheat-colored waving eyes, fixed only on you and your poetry. My mind opens up and brings me back to a time when I played a constable in a traveling show, enforcing their rules and taking all of my cues from a director that I didn't know. The magic curtain, it opened and my fists clenched with rage, and I yelled as if I was Marlon Brando. The audience gasped and the director collapsed, and me, well, I thought I stole the show. Deep, dark, under the wild moon, wheat-colored waving eyes, fixed only on you and your poetry. Sways she may with her X-ray ensemble, the ballerina, well, she captivates us all. And the porcelain bridge that stretches from bank to bank over a stream that goes to a waterfall. We hear the whistle, it howls from a steam engine abroad as the conductor looks through the window, taking a moment to pause and reflect the places she's been and people she possibly knows. Dinner is served quite precisely at 9:15, just as the jugglers put down their weighted pens. Greek god Apollo delivers a speech at the table to Aphrodite to confess all his sins. Deep, dark, under the wild moon, sweet colored waving eyes fixed only on you and your poetry. Cordially speaking and casually eating people's masks where they gradually fell. The resident doctor, speaking with an artist at best, said I had a dream last night. Well, do tell. I was a doctor no more, and I followed my heart when I was young, and I took to the sea. I saw the world at its best. I found the love of my life, and my reflection was colorful and happy. And well, the artist, he laughed and grinning a grin, he said, that's funny, I had a dream last night too. I put down my brushes and I gave up my paints, and I became a doctor just like you. The table bursting with laughter from guests left on right as pleasant fairies swam through the air. You could noticeably notice people enjoying themselves and genuinely not having a care. Deep, dark, under the wild moon, weak-colored waving eyes fixed only on you and your poetry. The madams, they sat, yeah, flushing their face from their Chardonnay and their Pinot Noir. As they hushed in a silence wove through the air, and the opera singer, she sang from afar. The colors that swooned up from her heart and her soul, they made her glow like a ghost in the night. Now that I was left dry, no dream left undreamt at the greatest party tonight. Deep, dark, under the wild moon, weak-colored waving eyes fixed only on you and your poetry. All right. My last and final song is called Electric Lady Dreams. And if my skin was porcelain and broken about, put back together from inside to out, my soul you would see colorful and true in the form of a song that I've written for you. And this is that song. Electric Lady Dreams. With $20 in my pocket, I left the city for my dreams, with my favorite David Bowie t-shirt and faded pair of jeans. I took a left down Flower Street, then closed my
station just south of Omaha. I ain't got no more money, nothing to eat, nothing at all. Well, I saw a gypsy kind of girl, a bandana in her hair. She said, I'm coming with you, sweet eyes, where you're going, well, I just don't care. So we laced up our boots and we tucked in our pants and we gave a rebel scream into the wild. Oh, so she held on tight as I let the throttle loose within my hands. We both said goodbye to another town and another faded scene. Pointed our hearts due north into our electric lady dreams. Yeah, our electric lady dreams. All the magazines say Colorado is nice in the summer and the fall. That's seasonal variants for you, for a place that I never been to at all. Well, she grabbed my hair and pinched my cheek and gave me a big old kiss. And she whispered in my ear and set my world on fire with this. She said, live your life, dream your dreams, nothing will hold you back, not even me. Oh, so I pulled her close and said, my wild girl, my free spirit, you've been my lucky charm all along. Look up at the stars tonight, yeah, help me sing this song. I said, grab your heart, then take a leap and tell me the most recent thing you've seen. She said, your beautiful eyes, my love, my electric lady dream. Yeah, you're my electric lady dream.
Charlie, what a great performance. I enjoyed the heck out of it. A lot of excitement.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Give 'em my all.
Absolutely.
Lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, some great music. I love the imagery, the delivery, the performance. Very, very nice. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So when did you start on this venture?
I started playing folk music a year and a half ago, maybe a little more. You know, right when COVID hit, somewhere around there. Yeah. I would just drive around with my dog and my pickup exploring because there wasn't much to do. And some folk came on the radio and I just fell in love with it. So I tried my hand at writing some songs.
And so that's the first time you've ever written songs?
I used to be in a punk rock band, so I would like help out with writing songs with them. Yeah, but no, this is my first time writing like folk music with this type of like lyrics and melodies and imagery, yeah. And storytelling.
Yeah, yeah. So you say you were inspired by what you heard on the radio. That's the reason you write songs?
Yeah, well, I've always been a musical person, so I haven't been writing songs for long, but I've always played guitar and piano and sang. It just kind of runs in the family. So I think it was something that was always a part of me, and it just took that unique circumstance to sort of bring it out. You know, just like the poetry. I've just started to get into poetry and writing my own poetry, and I try and infuse that into the songs, or in between the songs. But I've only been doing poetry just as long as I've been doing folk.
Mm-hmm. So what moves you to do it?
So if I was going to be honest, I would say it really comes from a base of a lot of pain in my life, but from that pain comes all these dreams and aspirations and daydreaming and imagination of other lives or taking other paths in life, and so that's kind of where I take my influences from, or my creativity. But it comes in waves, and it comes in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get the sense you have a real commitment to sharing that with your audience.
Yeah, it's a big thing for me, like mental health and trauma going through in your life. So it's big for me to be just open about it and let everybody know that you're not alone, and there's so many things that you can do to deal with it. And music and opening up your creative side is such a big part of that, and a great part of that I think will help many people out so much, because you do a lot of inward thinking, and you're firing up different valves in your brain and whatnot for all the imagination and things that you put into the songs. Yeah.
You do. You invest a lot in your songs. So who are the people who inspired you? You mentioned these folk singers.
Yeah, it was pretty much like all the folk revivalists from the 1960s or so, like Pete Seeger, Joan Baez, Judy Collins, Bob Dylan. But I mean, also like the Byrds, normal like rock groups and stuff. And I like a lot of country, Johnny Cash. So that whole realm sort of inspired me, just because it seemed like as I was driving around listening to it, that they were storytelling, and you can get immersed in the story, and they were talking about real things in life, like real feelings, real deep feelings and emotions. And for whatever reason, I just, at this point in my life with everything going on, I really relate to that.
Yeah. So your topics, you say that people's lives, experiences, and so on. I enjoyed your comment about knowing people and then writing about people you don't know. That was.
Yeah, I drive around with my dog all the time, exploring all over New England, all the little towns, and it's all the landscapes and people I run into and little adventures we have that I sort of infuse into the songs. Or phrases or imagery will swirl around in my head as I'm driving and sort of build up, and then as I get home, I'll sit down and write about it. Yeah.
So you're able to hold on to them until you get to a good spot?
I hold on to like a general feeling, a general idea. Sometimes I'll write down a certain phrase, or a certain phrase or sentence or line will stick in my head like the whole day, and I'll know that there's a song there. I don't really know what it is, and then I'll go home and work it out. A lot of times the good songs seem to just flow out in like 5-10 minutes. Yeah, a couple songs I've spent time working on over maybe a week or two. But usually I just sit down really late at night, like midnight. That's when I feel most creative. And sit down with my guitar and my notepad, and I do the lyrics and the music at the same time. Yeah.
So it's all at once then, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. And lately it's been like just a stream of consciousness. I'll sit down and just let my mind run and race and dream and imagine, and whatever comes to mind, I just write it down. Yeah, that's what the Party of Great Expectations, that song that I sang, that was just kind of like a stream of consciousness song, right? I just sat down and let it come out. I didn't have any expectations or thoughts of what I wanted to write about. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it holds together too. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Neat. So let's see. When you think about other songwriters, do you talk to other songwriters or work with them, or you engage in songwriting workshops, any of those things?
I don't. No. I mostly like keep to myself my own tactics, the way I write and sit and do what I do. There's a little family of musicians that I hang out with in Easthampton and Northampton because I play open mics and shows here, and so we've all gotten to know each other over the years, and I'm really close with them, and I enjoy sitting down and watching them perform and hearing what they come up with. But yeah, I don't go on any workshops. I don't really mull anything over with any friends or other singer-songwriters. I just sit down by myself and do my own thing. Yeah.
So do you have a sense of what's next? Next thing you want to do with your music? You just came out with a CD?
Yeah. I just recorded and released a CD called A New Poet in Town, which I love, and it's my best work today in terms of lyrics and everything, melody. I love the songs. So my goal is to take that and just try and keep progressing and going up the stairs and leveling up, because I would love to be able to do music full time, or at least be able to travel around a little bit and make a bit of a living out of it.
So when you were traveling cross country, did you perform at clubs or open mics?
There's been I've taken several trips across the country. One of them was after college several years ago, when I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. So I quit my college job and I bought a motorcycle and I just drove across the country for 3 months or so and just brought a tent and camped out and stayed with people I met. I played some music, throughout the trip, on pianos and guitars, but that really wasn't the point of the trip. But I've done several, rips through New England where, I'll set up little shows, along the way, and I'll play. It's awesome going to a different city or different town and playing in front of people you've never met, and just the interaction between yourself and the crowd and how they respond to the music. It's really cool.
So I have a sense that there aren't a whole lot of people who take the same approach to songwriting that you do. But if there were, to those people, what do you say to them?
I wouldn't really know. I'd have a hard time at it, because people always ask me if I could teach them guitar or this or that, and I am just not a good teacher. I just do it, So with the songwriting, I just do it. But the one piece of advice, the best piece of advice I could give is just let your imagination run and go with it. Yeah, and keep working with it like that, and eventually something will form out of all your thoughts and dreams and everything that you have going on in your head. And then you got yourself a song. Yeah,
whether it's midnight or any other time of day.
Yeah, definitely.
Very nice. What else would you want to say to the audience as they think about your music and your songwriting and everything?
I would say I would want everyone to know that I write a lot of my songs for the dreamers and the poets and the outcasts, and the people lost on the back roads in life, not sure where they're going or what they're doing. I get a lot of my inspiration from those emotions, and so if you have that going on in your life, I feel like you'll be able to relate to the music really well.
Okay. So, well, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you.
It's as interesting as your music.
Yeah,
Really appreciate that.
definitely.
All right. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Thanks for watching our show. I would like to acknowledge the support of the Western Mass Songwriters Collaborative, promoting the original music scene in Western Massachusetts. If you want to learn more about the WMSC, go to their Facebook page. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Dan. I hope you'll tune in again for the show that puts a spotlight on songwriters.